Never mind, I can get it.
How do you get rankings?
Okay, we are recording, so I can edit it too, by the way. So anyway, everybody, welcome to the first installment of the ABA Gazette. We're really excited to offer you ABA this year in the very trying times that we're experiencing. As you may know, sports are canceled, music events are canceled. There's nothing really happening in the news right now, so we felt like we'd provide some relief in these trying times. So without further ado, let me introduce my co-host today. We've got Matthew Yep, a three-time ABAer. He's been with here since the jump. He's really contributed a lot to the league's continual success and has stuck it out through its storied history, and is now a co-admin with me. How are you, Matt?
I'm good. I'm really excited for my first match against Jeremy. So I guess I want to talk a little bit about the history of the ABA.
Yeah.
So the first season we did it back when we were in 8th grade, and Sven and Jazzy were freshmen in high school, and that was the first time that Jake hosted it. And I don't think we finished that one, right? Okay. And then the next year we did it. This was probably, I think this was 3 years later, right? Because it was Gen 7.
Yeah.
So that was,
Sophomore year? I think
Kalen took that one.
Yeah, Kalen.
He had Mega Slow Bro.
My boy Cooney had the fat team, and he took the W.
Yeah.
And then the next one, which was 2018, was that Gen 7 too?
Mm-hmm.
I believe so, yeah.
We never finished that one either.
That was to be continued.
But this is the Renaissance, guys. We're gonna bring it back.
Yeah. A tale of endurance, if you ask me.
Yeah. No, this league is nutty, honestly. I'm looking at every division, and then even pre-draft, I'm like, okay, everyone pretty much knows what they're doing. Or at least
has to make a draft plan, but I feel like everyone was gonna make such certain, I don't know. You couldn't really anticipate what people were gonna pick.
Yeah, exactly. You didn't know how people were going to evaluate Mons, and especially because we've got people like Lawrence out here drafting it's Gen 6, or if we can start jumping into the draft rankings right now too. But
yeah.
If I could tell a story about, we could get into Division A. We get to Cran's pick. He's late to the Discord, of course.
You gonna run my boy right off the bat?
We get to Cran's pick.
Make a proper introduction, dude. You gotta make a proper introduction.
People are out here they're going Dragapult, Excadrill, Corviknight, the usual stuff.
Dragapult went in the third round.
Some people did their homework though.
But then Cran's all right, I'll pick Skarmory.
Skarmory's good.
I think he meant Corviknight, right? He meant
I hope so, bro. I hope so. But looking at his team, it looks like he has not done his due diligence with Sword and Shield. But hey, you know what? I think he'll still pull out some wins. You never know.
Yeah.
Okay, let's if you guys could pop up the rankings right now, let's start talking about the divisions.
Rankings? Okay. Where are we looking?
Let's look at I guess I'll just highlight some teams that have impressed me so far, at least in terms of their team composition.
Yeah, go for it.
I think the team that stands out most to me is Chris's team in Division A. He's got capabilities to run tri-weather. He can run dual weather. His team's just super versatile, and I think the waiver wire is really valuable for him as well. He could always just pick up.
I don't know who let him draft Drill and Hippo in this. I don't know how that happened. Also having Torkoal and strong hitters like Chandelure on a Sun team, it's going to be really devastating. He's going to have a lot of DPS in the tier without a lot of checks.
Is there any point in running tri-weather if no one else has weather? Because no one else in Division A can run weather.
Right? Well, he can run something really strong in each weather, right? He can run Chandelure in the sun. You can run Drill in the sand, and then Primarina in the rain.
I guess so. I just feel I don't know. Maybe you probably could play more aggressive if you
already
have a monopoly on weather. I don't.
Definitely.
Yeah. Even so, it's good trade value as well. Everyone's gonna be looking to complete those monopolies going forward.
I think tri-weather's really scary on the ladder, but ABA meta is so much different.
That's true.
Yeah,
very true.
We'll just have to see. Hopefully, he plays on Fight Night. We'll get to spectate.
What Mons do you think are going to shine in the ABA meta?
Definitely the strong ones. Definitely the strong ones.
I can't argue with that, but I think it's actually the boring pick. I think it's just the walls that are going to win
the bats. The bat ones.
I think Luis's first two picks are really smart, going Ferrothorn, Rotom Heat. Mm-hmm. I know Rotom Heat isn't a traditional wall, but it's super versatile, can take a few hits, and also burn opposing threats as well. So
yeah, being number 7 on the snake.
Crawdon's good.
Yeah. He can Ferrothorn.
That just goes to my next point too.
Team comp.
Luis's team is like a sneakily like very very good trick room team sub team. And he's for people who haven't played with him before, he's also a really experienced player. So
Yeah, he's a very smart player.
I expect him to do well in the upcoming season.
Yeah, we were playing a couple friendlies earlier, and he was giving me the work, and he knows his stuff. So
yeah, he does.
He's definitely a sleeper pick, and he also has a sleeper team.
That's sick.
We can get into Kalen's teams next. I feel like his team's got like a lot of chump factor. Like no really like big names, but I think they'll work well together, and I think he'll do it.
Manhattan in the 6th round is crazy.
Yeah. Yeah, you throw a choice.
He has a lot of typing. If you look at his team, I think just about every one of his Pokemon has a different, dual typing and a different overall role. Just having a different role in the team comp.
Yeah, completely agree.
Arcanine's a good pick.
Yeah, I was surprised to see. Didn't you?
Why did you Arcanine?
You trade him?
Huh?
You dropped Arcanine, right?
Yeah, because I wanted Espeon. I was planning on drafting Espeon.
Yeah, Espeon was a good pickup, dude. What was that drafted at? Like round
I think Jeremy got it round 7. He got it the pick before.
Yeah, Lawrence got it. Or no, Jeremy got it round 8. Jordan got it round 6. That's a great
dropped
pick.
Espeon.
Yeah, I see.
I think we got to work on we got to organize the trading and free agency better.
Yeah.
True. So yeah, if anyone has suggestions, let us know.
Yeah, for real. All the feedback is really appreciated. But I guess last team for Division A, I really like Jordan's team as well. I think it complements his style, kind of like gimmicky hacks kind of stuff, but like with really good fundamentals. I think Conkeldurr will really like ground him. And then I like the Corvic Knight first pick as well. Similar to Ferrothorn, I think that thing can really dominate with its versatility. You can run a bunch of different sets between games. Really,
Jordan's good with EVs.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a good transition. It's an obvious first pick, first round to pick Corviknight, and Matt himself did just that in the B group, in Group B. And Matt, do you want to take us away? You drafted Corviknight.
Dude, I didn't want to pick Corviknight. I just felt like I almost had to.
Yeah, you did.
Dude.
You were first round. You knew before. I think you did want Corviknight. And
Corviknight is nice. It's like
very strong pick.
It's a switch into so many things.
It invalidates a lot of other Pokemon.
Steel typing is incredible.
Yeah. It's definitely gonna. It's very obvious why it was first pick in both brackets.
Yeah, dude. I wanted to get. I don't know, the like picking. It's really interesting, like picking on like the first, having the first pick or the last pick.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Because like I feel like there's 40 legit mons, and so you're kind of picking like at just the ends of the groups.
A couple of yeah, right.
So you don't get a lot of the mid-tier picks. You get like a lot of the best of certain, like you probably get like the best of like some of the best picks of UU. And I think actually though having the last pick really worked in Ethan's favor. Like Como Toxapex is pretty deadly.
Right.
Yeah, it's a really good core.
I think you did a good job. Oh, sorry, Sven. Go ahead.
No. I was just gonna mention that it was really interesting that Excadrill was drafted 2 and 3, and Corviknight was drafted first.
That's a great point.
I'm just looking at the Pokemon here. Cloyster was also drafted in the first round, and I think that was about it. Those 3 Pokemon.
Dude, I think there was like a very clear top 3. There was like,
yeah.
But like I would consider Dragapult to be top 3, but like obviously Group B.
We didn't pick up Dragapult. Yeah, into pretty far into the draft.
That was crazy.
Yeah, that was really interesting.
I could have picked Dragapult and Hydreigon. That's insane that was an option.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. But that's why I thought it was interesting for me at like the 4th pick, because like I really like if I had the 1st or 2nd pick, I might have just taken Excadrill, because Excadrill and like Gigalith or Excadrill and Hippowdon is so good in this format. It's just like you're gonna sweep as long as you chip a little bit on their team. So that's why Chris is really scary to me. And I think Jeremy as well is going to make a really good use of his Excadrill.
Yeah, Jeremy, I believe, also switched out one of his Pokemon for a Gigalith recently, if I'm not mistaken. So he is going to have a little bit of a weather between Pelipper and whatever that other Pokemon was.
Right. So I guess we can like transition a little bit more. Do you guys have any teams in Division B that are interesting to you?
Well, I personally want to take a look at Logan, he has a very strong, like a very strong sweeper
Yeah.
duo. He can either choose between like a belly drum Como or the shell smash cloister that we all know, or he can even choose to do a defensive Como. Como, so being so versatile, just gives him a lot of leverage. The only downfall to his team, I believe, is that he doesn't have that much hazard control, only being default on Togekiss.
Right.
So that might be a fault in his team, but other than that, he has a lot of good typing and a lot of offense on his squad.
There's a lot of sticky webs.
Yeah, he has
Sticky webs
webs.
are really strong.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
Also, really a threatening team is Matthews. He has a super threatening core, having like a Torkoal and the Venusaur, and also having Darmanitan alive. Darmanitan on the squad just means that he's going to be dishing out a lot of damage. And like we all know, Darmanitan in the sun. Woo! It's hot.
I thought I was really lucky that I got Torkoal and Venusaur. Like I just got to pick them back to back.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. You could only really like get that like combo at the beginning or the end of the draft, I feel
That's
like.
right. Yeah, I believe that's true.
Yeah, like kind of like what Matt was saying.
You don't really want to pick just Venusaur alone because he's not much if you don't have a sunny day.
Right.
Or not a sunny, like, yeah.
Drought, right, yeah.
Mm-hmm. I like Jazzy's team a lot.
His team is really fat when I saw it. I was like, I need to bring my most offensive Pokemon against this because there's no way I can outsell him.
The thing is, did he think that Dragozolt gets Sandrush?
No, he's telling me he's playing it on the ladder a little bit. He just likes running the Scarf.
Dude, I played him on the ladder and like
you played him on the ladder.
Yeah, I lost it. Like it was super close. It was super close.
No, dude, that Pokemon will put in a lot of work.
Yeah, it will.
If you don't have the ground type, dude.
I like Dracozolt.
Yeah, he definitely.
And he has the hippo. He has the hippo, so he has the strong mons.
He has a really strong core. Yeah, it's gonna be ridiculous.
That's something interesting about ABA meta is that sometimes mons have like certain particular counters, but if you have that mon, or even if someone else has it, it means that 6 other teams don't have it.
Yeah.
So you kind of have just like that advantage going into.
Yeah, it makes it really powerful in a sense.
Yeah.
Okay.
It'll be interesting to unfold. Like I've seen in some of like Blunders leagues, they keep track of like how much mons their kills get or how much kills their mons get.
Mm-hmm.
That's so cool.
That's very interesting.
I wish we had like a statistician because it would be cool to see like how many like Pokemon you beat a person by.
I mean, we can just ask people to count it,
or just like save the replay and then post the proof into the Discord. Or something
I like that.
That would be really interesting.
That's cool.
I always like watching battles. You know.
Yeah, I feel like you should like if people want. Actually, I was gonna say like respecting privacy of like the teams.
People might not want their teams leaked.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah.
That's true.
But if like people are willing to do like the Fight Night shit, then I think
Fight Night is so.
Cool.
Wait, we have to explain Fight Night?
Yeah, Matt, you want to do that?
Yeah, so we're thinking of designating like what day are we thinking?
Wednesday.
Yeah, like Wednesdays of a week. Or do you think we should do Thursday since we said the free agency deadline is Wednesday?
Sure. I mean, it doesn't really matter. I mean, we told Logan and Sven Wednesday, but I'm sure
Thursday's flexible. Thursday's fine.
Yeah, so we're thinking of having like a Wednesday night fight night where people can just hop on the Discord and then we all go on Showdown and people can play their matchups and it's just cool because everyone can join the chat and you can watch the game live.
Spectate. You're right.
And I don't know, there's a lot of suspense when it comes down to just like there's turns where it's 50-50s that could really open up the game.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't know, it's a lot of like brain power. Like I don't know. It's funny how it's a 50-50.
Yeah, no, it's definitely fun to be
50-50 choice, and that makes it stressful.
Yeah. Well, okay. So why don't we get into like our last segment of the show, which is getting into the matchups for the week. So Matt, do you have any way to access those?
Oh yeah, it's on Challenge.
So we'll pull those up real quick.
So go to the ABA Google Doc.
Okay.
And it's on the third page and the fourth page where it says schedule.
All right. And then
Hey Jake, you want to pin your screen so people could see the recording, like your screen on the recording?
Yeah, I'll share the screen. 1 second, everyone.
I think Langston's Avalugg pick is going to turn out really good.
Dude, Langston, I bet Langston will do well.
That was a really interesting pick. I mean, let me see. Langston's team. And that's pretty much his only hazard removal, though. that's what I'm thinking about.
Okay, why don't we go? Can we go over Division A first?
When I look at teams, I think about how you're going to get rid of Stealth Rock.
Yeah.
Because if you can't get rid of him, I'm just going to – or Sticky Web, I'm just going to throw him up. Like, how are you going to get rid of him?
Damn, yeah.
If you only have one defogger, shame on you. I already know your team comp. I'm going to counter that. That's how I feel. I think that's what's really interesting about the draft, too.
Yeah,
Sven, how much cumulative damage do you think you deal a game just from Stealth Rocks?
Well, if you play right, I mean,
If it does 12% every time, how many like what do you think you do 50% of a Pokemon's health from Stealth Rocks?
I think easily. I mean, especially if they have like if you go for a knockoff on a Mana Buzz, it won't be able to like defog safely, so it's taking 25%, you know.
Yeah.
And if it's switching it multiple times after Roost, it's really hard to say. I would love to see the stats, but I try to make really good use out of rocks. It's pretty like it's like one of the best moves in the game.
Hey,
Yeah.
advanced analytics coming next year, boys. Once we get the funding. Okay, let's get into these matchups. So we got Division A. Let's start off with our theoretical 1 versus 8 seed. But
Hey, could you show your screen?
Yeah, my bad. Forgot.
No worries, you're all good.
So we got Ethan versus Jordan. Really fun matchup coming off the bat. So I guess we can.
Both of these guys have been playing since the beginning.
Yeah. So I guess we can pull up their team comps and see how they compare. Honestly, I think Jordan has the better squad, but I can see this one going either way.
Trying to think. It'll be interesting to see how Jordan uses Ditto.
Yeah.
He could have trouble killing if Ethan runs Reuniclus. I don't know. Corsola, if he runs the Corsola though, that thing's a tank. Like that could easily fuck up Como, I feel like.
Yeah.
Wait. Corsola is like that's the small one, right?
Yeah, it's like you run Eviolite on it.
Right. But that doesn't really like do a lot of damage. It just tanks, right?
No, but it could wall Como.
True. Yeah, I believe that.
It gets Will-O-Wisp.
Mm-hmm. Strength sap and all that.
Strength sap is a bitch.
Yeah, but I mean, Ethan has a really strong core. If he decides to run defensive Como, I don't think Kelder will be able to break. I don't think his Haxorus will be able to break. Well, actually, his Haxorus might be able to. But he could also run defense on Toxapex, and he also has Sylveon. So it's like his core right there is it's kind of hard. I mean,
even if Ethan sets up on Como, Jordan could just put out Ditto.
Yeah. But if he chooses to run like defensive Como, his Conkeldurr might not be able to do as much damage
That's
to
true.
his team because
Yeah, I think if Ethan's gonna win, it's gonna be on the back of Como.
Yeah.
Let's see.
My guess would be Jordan's gonna take the dub just because Jordan's been playing a lot.
Yeah, I would agree.
I think he's more familiar with Gen 8.
But imagine, look at he doesn't have any ground types. If Ethan decides to ring Dracozolt with a Scarf, it's gonna be able to do so much damage to his team.
That is true.
Boltbeak will do so much because he doesn't have any ground types. You know, there's no electric switches, really.
That's a good point. It could fuck Corviknight up if he predicts it.
Also, what kind of Rotom does he have?
It's just
Blaster.
Rotom.
It's just regular Rotom?
Yeah.
Okay, I respect that.
Should we go on to the next matchup?
Yeah, sure. So also we're gonna explain like the pick'em game that we're doing. So throughout the season, if we continue to do this like weekly, we'll decide who will win each matchup of each week, and whoever has the like worst score by the end of the season, we'll have to do some like punishment.
Punishment? What do you mean punishment?
It's not like a punishment.
What
I
do
don't
you
know.
mean?
We don't have to.
Stupid shit.
Yeah.
Okay.
You don't have to do. We don't have to do anything either. It's just like a fun way to keep track and like keep us honest on our picks. Sven,
Right.
do you also have Jordan winning?
No, I got my boy Ethan.
Nice, dude.
I got my boy E.
I feel bad for betraying him. I just think I played Jordan earlier and he's playing sharp, so hard to vote against him. And like Ethan's living with his girlfriend now, so I don't know if he'll be focusing.
Ella.
Okay. And then Matt, could you tell me the next matchup so I can just stay on the screen?
Yeah. Let me pull it up. It's
And we'll get better at the transitions, folks.
Renee versus Luis.
Oh, that's such a fire game. See, dude, the league is just so good. Like, there's so many good matchups.
It's gonna be really interesting.
Yeah. Okay. Well, Renee's got okay. We didn't even touch on Renee's team. Renee got Obstagoon really late, and I think he'll probably end up using him. He's just got like hyper offense, like to the max if he wants it. He's got Dragapult, Aegislash, Terrakion, Halucha, and Obstagoon. Like that's a really good hyper offense core.
Mhm.
Ghost is strong.
Yeah,
Ghost
he's
is a
got
strong type.
dual ghosts.
There's not many ghost resists.
So Renee's team is looking threatening, but also Luis, like with the trick room, honestly, is looking threatening as well.
Yeah. That is true. Does he have a way to kill Ferrothorn?
Does Terrakion close combat kill?
I mean, he also has
I guess he could Bandit. Halucha maybe.
Halucha and Obstagoon with CC.
He could run Fire Blast on Dragapult.
Yeah, I don't think Fairthorn. I think he has to be a little bit more worried about the Hatterene.
Okay, he does have the Gastrodon for Crawdon. That's a
Tell me why, if Hatterene gets a trick room off, it's just like game over.
Yeah, Hat is going to be super
This is still going on.
super scary. But he does have enough offense to prevent any of that.
Hey, just as a sidebar, we have Matt's friend fucked up for getting in the way of Talisman.
Do you think we could finish in like 10 minutes? Is that possible?
Yeah, dude, we'll just go through hella fast.
All right.
So,
Hey, Julian,
Renee-
I'll be ready in 10 minutes.
because we're already like probably over 20.
Yeah. All right.
Okay, so Renee
I'm gonna
loses.
take Luis on this one.
Me too.
Me too.
Okay. Damn, a lot of faith for the newcomer. Okay, next matchup, Matthew.
I think it's Chris versus Jacob.
This one's
So
a
Jake was
stumper.
definitely bashing on Jacob for bringing the whack team. So
I didn't say his team
I
was
think-
whack. I'm saying he said Skarmory and then he
yeah,
said
whack team. You
he
said
said
he had whack
Blissey
team?
or some shit.
Well, I think we all know where Jake's
Yeah, I got Chris.
pick
Dude.
is.
Sorry,
Yeah.
Cran. His team is just fire, bro. I know you're about to get some wins though. So
Yeah. Excurial could run him over.
Run him over.
He's really weak to ground. Like, does he have an earthquake resist?
Good point.
He's got Mamoswine, I think. Oh, that's not an earthquake resistant.
Boy, that don't resist EQ.
I thought you, yeah, my bad. Thought you just.
Yeah,
Okay.
earthquake will fuck him up.
I'm assuming we're all going Chris. Yeah. Okay. Next matchup.
Jake versus Kalen.
Jake Cooney. Honestly, I think Kalen has the overall drive and desire. He wants to. He was the last time's winner, so I think he's just looking for the dub.
Hey, Sven doesn't know that I just hit 1400 today, so he's gonna look like a fool for not trusting me. But it's cool. Sven's got Caleb.
I'm really interested to see what's going on. I'd like to actually watch just because I'm not even in your league, so it would be really interesting for me as a spectator to see what you guys can cook up.
Hell yeah! Just take a step back a little bit as a
Yeah,
competitor.
I just wanna
enjoy
see-
the game.
I just want to see exactly.
Yeah.
See what
Alright.
kind of yeah, exactly.
Matt, what do you think?
I got Jake.
Okay. I'm gonna take
I think,
myself as well.
Yeah. I
It's
just feel like
tough.
you have the pieces to be. I feel like you have the pieces to beat Cloister. So I think Zero Oro is a good pick.
Yeah.
I was playing with the other day, and like I think you're hyper offensive. You just have to learn. Like once you get used to using your team, you could really just run people. Like you could, I don't know. You just have so many threats. Just do lots of like you have a lot of fast mons.
Yeah, that's what I found too. Like when I was starting up on the ladder, like I never really used a hyper offensive team, and I was really struggling, like even to get out of like the 1200s. So like
Grimmsnarl is a good pick. Like
Yeah.
it gives you a lot of utility. A lot like support is key in this game.
yeah, it's been really good for me. But anyway, that's Division A.
Yep.
All
All right. So for Division B, we have Sven versus Logan.
Such a good game.
Yeah. So I think this is honestly going to be one of the games of the week. Everyone should definitely tune into that. I'm really excited to play against my good friend of mine, Logan, which probably none of you guys know because he was only introduced to the league by yours truly. But he's a very strong competitor. He knows a lot about the metagame, and he is a scary player once he gets momentum. And that's exactly what I don't want him to do. He has a lot of setup mons that will 6-0 my team, but I'm gonna have to try my best to phase him out or prevent him from setting up on me because his team is super scary. Of course, I did draft Ditto, so if he does decide to get big on me, I can just copy him and then reverse sweep him. But it's really a toss up because he's a good player and he knows how to play around Ditto. He's a good. It's gonna be a fun match. That's all I'm saying. That's all I'm saying.
But you
I'll
got
just leave it there.
no. That was a good analysis, bro.
I got Sven.
No.
I got Sven too. Sven, I just don't bet against you on like this Nintendo shit, bro. You just got that shit on lock. So
Dude, Logan's gonna be a sleeper pick, dude.
no,
I think this is gonna be one of the hardest matches I have. Because look at Cloister, and look at my team. Like,
actually,
he can rock blast.
actually, fuck it. I'm choosing Logan just to be apart from you guys.
He's choosing. That's all I'm saying. It's gonna be really tough.
Logan seems nice.
Really tough.
Logan seems nice.
His
All
team
right,
is
let's get to our next matchup.
We have me versus Jeremy.
Ooh, this is also such a good game, guys.
Yeah.
Let me talk about my man Jeremy real quick.
So it's gonna be a weather war, huh?
It is gonna be a weather war.
All right, you can look at Jeremy's team comp. I was actually on Discord with a couple of you boys a couple nights ago, and people were trashing on my boy Jeremy's team. Now I'm not gonna name names. I'm not gonna name names.
He made great picks.
Exactly. And this man, he texted me today and he's like, "Yo, Jake, how's your team going, bro?" And I'm like, "Pretty good, man. Like, I just got to 1,400." This man, like, just big ups me and says, "Yeah, I got to 1,500 like yesterday with like way less games than I had to." So this dude's really impressive. Definitely do not sleep on this man. He's a really good player. Knows how to handle himself in high pressure situations. So he's gonna be a really good asset to the league, and I predict him to do well. And for that reason, I'm gonna take him to beat you, Matt.
Yeah.
I definitely think that Matt has a more intimidating squad because Darmanitan and the Sun will be able to knock a couple foes down, and he does have the Pelipper, but I know Matt can play around it with his Hydreigon or maybe even Gastrodon or Corviknight. So It's going to be interesting. I got my bets on Matt.
I think it's really going to come to a lot of the down to just like predicting when we switch in our walls. Like I think the first person that can take down one of the other person's walls will really be able to open up the game.
Yeah.
And I don't know. That's probably honestly I think like who we lead turn one could play a lot in the game. Just that's kind of how weather works. It's almost kind of like you want to go second sometimes.
I mean, yeah, Matt, I do feel like you have like a pretty solid matchup against him just because his primary wall is like going to be Ferrothorn. And like you deal with that pretty well. So I think you have a good matchup, but
myself.
I think Jeremy has like a pretty like distinct and unique style, and just like never playing him before, that's going to be like tough to beat him in best of breed. But you could say the same for you. I think it's going to be really close. But all right, Matt,
myself.
do you bet on yourself or you got Jer?
I bet on myself.
All right. Next matchup.
Lawrence. Lawrence versus Ryan.
This is a good game.
This will be a good game.
Yeah.
They have a bunch of reds. Dude.
If you guys are seeing my screen, Ryan's team is not bad, bro.
It's not.
It's powerful.
Late was a good pick.
Yeah. So I don't know
really
how
powerful.
I mean, like, I hope he's like, I don't know if he's like managing it by himself, but I think he'd really benefit from like someone to help him with team comp. Or maybe I'm underestimating him and he's just gonna like beast on Lawrence, but I don't think he's like been paying attention to the meta. So we'll see. But neither is Lawrence. So you'll see his team right here.
Ryan was good. That when he played the very first time we did it.
Yeah, he was good.
Yeah.
Although I like Lawrence's team too, low key. So
I'm gonna take Lawrence just because Lawrence is good at every video game.
True.
Same. He's gonna I feel like maybe game one could go like I could totally see Ryan winning game one, and then Lawrence just downloading like.
Yeah.
You
go right back.
You know what I mean?
Definitely. I got my boy Lala. Okay.
Yeah.
I think it'll be Lawrence 2-1.
Yeah, I think Ryan will get a game. Ryan's got good
Yeah.
fundamentals.
Okay.
Okay.
Vanguard, very good pick.
Yeah.
And then we have Jazzy versus Langston.
Okay, I don't know much about any of their teams, really. I guess I know a little bit about Jazzy's, but not a lot about Langston. I don't know if you guys have any insight into that.
Well, neither of them really have defoggers. They're only going to be having hazard removal on like one Pokemon, unless they make a trade.
Yeah.
And I definitely think Langston's team is a little bit more offensive. Jazzy's team has a lot of fat Pokemon in the name of Toxapex, Hippo, Mew, Umbreon, Goodra. He has almost half of his drafts were sturdy Pokemon, whereas Langston had almost.
Ooh, Langston's got some threats, bro.
He has a lot of offense.
Yeah, he went for Sylveon early. Sylveon is good though.
Yeah, that was an interesting pick.
Yeah.
I think he wanted just a fairy type that can wall.
Yeah, definitely good. It was definitely nice having fairy type.
I think
yeah.
it's gonna come down like Langston could struggle to. He doesn't like. He has some good wall breakers, but like Toxapex and Hippowdon are really good against Terrakion, and they're pretty good against Hawlucha too.
And
Mhm.
Zeraora as well.
Langston can predict some earthquakes on Toxapex. That'll be huge. But then Jazzy also has Rotom-Mow, so that's a really good counter to the earthquake.
Yeah, his team doesn't really deal too well with Rotom-Mow, actually. He doesn't have too many counters for Rotom-Mow, except for like Toxtricity, maybe.
That's true. That's true.
Jirachi Scarf U-turn's going to do a lot.
Yeah, that's just something he'll have to counter with, but not too many answers.
I think that's interesting. I'm going to take my boy Jazzy, though.
Yeah, same.
Just the fact that he beat me on ladder.
I choose Langston because I believe in him.
Yeah, fair. I believe in you too, Langston. It's just I feel like we're running kind of like similar teams. So and Jazzy beat me. So Sven, what do you got
for this one? I got Jazzy.
Okay, cool. So if you see on my screen, these are our picks for the week. Matt and I are definitely gonna like work on cleaning up this Excel spreadsheet because it's ugly and just inefficient right now. So hopefully we'll get it better. But
hey, it's got charm. It's got charm.
I think we like went over our time a little bit. We're going to try and be like a little more strict on that next week, but thank you so much for tuning in. Matt or Sven, do you guys have any like closing remarks, closing things?
Wednesday night fight night.
Yeah, for real. Pull up. It's going to be
Wednesday or Thursday night fight. We'll see you guys next week.
Thank you guys.
Cool. Thanks for tuning in, boys. See you later. Bye.
Good night.
Okay.
We good?